Welcome to the Blizzard Sound Panel. Please join us in welcoming to the stage Russell Brower, Director of Audio and Composer at Blizzard Entertainment.
Panel. It's always the sound panel that has the sound problem. Welcome to Blizzcon 2011 Sound Panel. Thank you so much for being here. We've talked about Warcraft the last few years and played a lot of that music and stuff, but I wonder, Lawrence, what should we feature today? Lawrence Juber, ladies and gentlemen, and one of the composers on Diablo 3. The first Blizzard game I ever played was Diablo 1, long before I ever knew I might have a chance of working here. So this has been quite an honor to work on this really special project. I'll show you the various elements that go into making the soundscape of this project. We want to roll a little video for you. This is a reduced version of what you're going to see in the collector's edition very soon. So please roll the video.
When you go into a Diablo game, you need to feel it, and the sound is a huge part of how you perceive the game.
Diablo 3 is really exciting because we know that we're going to have the time to draw you in and take you on a journey.
Mood of the game is very important from an audio standpoint. It's everything. It has to be in an environment that just feels lush and cool and dark and dirty and dank and smelly. It's got to stink. The audio has to smell bad. I like every game that I work on to have its own signature sound, and really the only way to do that is to go out and create the material for that specific title. Unfortunately, Blizzard allows us to go out into the desert and light stuff on fire.
Pickle hot? All right, here we go. Heroes like fire, so do the people who work on the heroes. Make sounds for them.
Yeah! That's an interesting method that we've used over the years, and I'm still perfecting it, and occasionally it goes wrong and doesn't work out. But we're always rolling tape when it does happen.
Are you okay, dude?
I'm fine.
Let's go get some beer.
It is nothing compared to the Grand Maesters. It is named Akanesh, the Herald of Righteousness. A sharper blade was never forged.
This is perhaps the biggest voice undertaking we've done at Blizzard so far. I think that StarCraft 2 had about 3,000 lines, but currently our estimate for Diablo 3 is anywhere from 13,000 to 16,000 lines. The easy part is identifying the voice. The hardest, more challenging part is identifying who the character is. Because for us, once we're in the recording studio, they do come to life and they are very real.
This is about as exciting as the time Uncle Deckard and I spent the summer in Bramwell.
You're not very good at lifting the spirits of others, are you? Does the soul stone shatter? Do the demon lords break free?
Diablo's essence was finally trapped in a soul stone and banished to the unfathomable abyss.
And I really think that voiceover is like kids playing in a room together, because suddenly you're just there, you're having fun, you're letting your imaginations go, so nothing has to match anything. And I think what I love most about voiceover is suddenly, after all this work, all this talk, after all this searching for this actor, this voice, right in front of your eyes, boom, all of it comes together. You don't see that actor anymore. When you get it right, you really are tapping into something bigger, whereby you are channeling your male demon hunter, for example, and it's pretty exciting.
That is not a demon's way. They prefer to torture, to taste their victims' terror. Poison is far too civilized for them.
In recording the orchestral music for Diablo 3, one of the basic tenets we had was we want this game to sound completely different than World of Warcraft and StarCraft. What we're doing with Diablo is we're recording in an old-fashioned concert hall. This is a hall that was designed for live performance and not for studio recording. So it's a vast space. There's a lot of volume of air. It's our responsibility as musicians to move as much as possible to make this sound, you know, epic and bold. If the most ancient form of music is for other people to hear in a live situation, then maybe it follows that the concert hall is the best environment to hear music that's supposed to be as timeless can be.
I want to introduce you to the best audio team on the planet, starting with the lead sound designer of Diablo 3, Joseph Lawrence. And composer, Derek Duke. Sound designer extraordinaire, Chris Giampa. Composer and founder of the sound department, Mr. Glenn Stafford. Sound designer, Mike Johnson. And casting and voiceover director of Blizzard Entertainment, Andrea Toyas. Staging, plotting. Sound people are terrible at that. Well, this is the team, and Joseph, I'd love for you to speak about how you've provided the continuity because you worked on Diablo 2. So we have an original Diablo audio team member here. How did you bridge this gap into Diablo 3?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to let everyone know how psyched we are to have you all here, because this has been a really, really long trip for many of us to get here today, and we're really happy to be sharing this with you today, and a little bit about the story of how we made the audio for Diablo 3. I'm joined up here by some extremely talented people who it's a privilege to work with every day, and they've just done some amazing work that we're really, really happy and excited to get you guys playing it as soon as possible, and we really think we've created an awesome sound design environment for you guys to run around and kill monsters in. And before I go on, I just wanted to share with you, or actually send some thank yous out to some people who really never, ever get to come on stage and do anything like this. And that's our awesome production staff, and especially Keith Landis and Dennis Crabtree and the entire guys back at the office. Thanks, guys. So, as you can see from the video, we really like to get out and get our hands dirty and burn our arms. And we like to really record a lot of the material that we put in the game as much as possible. It's really what makes the game special, we think. And so I'm just going to relate a couple of incidents that occurred, not all good, out in the field while we were grabbing sounds. We'll start with a bread and butter one. We drove a bulldozer over a car. That was pretty fun. Actually, if you're a doctor, I think you have to go to school for 7 years, and you still don't get to drive a bulldozer over a car, unless you pay extra, I guess. Another time, we use a lot of pig sounds for monsters. They're really, really great for doing that. And I found this awesome pig rescue farm up in Solvang, and they have about 150 pigs up there. And so we were grabbing a bunch of pig sounds and sorry. And so the pig lady, sorry pig lady, I can't remember your name. She was awesome. She goes, "You want to record this pig that plays the guitar?" I said, "Yeah, I want to record that." So she brings the guitar out and she sets it on the ground, puts her foot on it, and the pig walks right over. That's how pigs walk. And he just starts strumming the guitar. So I got that, but I haven't found a place to put it in the game yet. So maybe some of you who are going to the other D3 panels today could talk Jay Wilson into maybe creating a secret guitar-playing pig level or something. Help me out. I want to use that. You know, the arm on fire, other things that have caught on fire have been a microphone. That kind of ended the day. The last thing I'm going to tell you about, really it's more like therapy than relating a story for me. It scarred me for good. I was recording a llama chewing, and I had the microphone right up in his face, and he was making this really awesome chewing sounds. And it was golden. I knew it. I knew we were going to be able to use it for something. And suddenly out of nowhere, without warning or provocation, this llama hawked up the biggest, greenest, giant llama Satan loogie all over me and my mic and my face and my hands. It was disgusting. I was in shock. Has anybody ever seen the first Jurassic Park movie where the little kids get sneezed on by the big dinosaur? Yeah, well, that happened to me. Have you used it in the game? Yeah, that's in the game. I'm not saying where. So, I hate llamas. Part of the reason I'm telling you all this is because that kind of stuff, even when things go wrong, is really what makes the game super special, and it plays a huge role in everything we do, and I think you're really going to hear all that extra work that we've done over the years to put all that kind of stuff in the game. So now I'm gonna turn it over to the panelists, and we're gonna just ask them all questions and find out a little bit about what everybody does, and hopefully you guys can learn a bit more about the sound in Diablo. So let's see. I told everyone I'd surprise them. Who should I pick? Let's pick the pretty one on the end. So this is Andrea. She's our awesome voice director. She kicks a serious amount of buttocks. And so, Andrea, you work on all of our games, and how does the voice in Diablo differ from the work that you have to do in say, WoW and StarCraft?
Is this on? Thank you for asking, Joseph. That's a great question. First of all, I'd much rather be on the other side of the mic. This is very uncomfortable for me. I'm not. There's a reason I direct and don't act, is because a microphone intimidates me. So be kind. Before I answer that question, I want to give a huge thank you to all of you, because I know that all of us tremendously love and enjoy what we do. And I know that we're all pretty geeked out to be here. So for me personally, voiceover is epic and fantastic. And I can't believe I have this job and I get to do it. So to think that those of you here are here to find out about what we do is really exciting. So I know there's other cool things going on. So I just want to give a huge thank you to each of you for being here, because I'm ridiculously geeked out to be here right now. I love talking about voiceover, so I'm going to warn you, you're going to have to pull this microphone out of my hand, because I can talk about it for hours. So D3, the VO, as I think I alluded to in the video there, we had about 16,000 plus lines to record. And that is tremendously different than, say, WoW or Star 2, because each of those had about 3,000 lines or so. So for me, to really have that opportunity to dive into the lore, the characters, their arc, their emotions, was phenomenal. Each of the hero characters had about 1,200 lines, I think, which meant versus, let's say, in WoW, where the player characters have maybe 300. I can't carry that. I can't do that yet. Our heroes in Diablo had a whole range of emotional lines to read. So to have the opportunity